And that's why I'm a Christian. Now, in life, you're going to have to trust people. When you sit down, you trust a chair. You trust things. Now, let me ask you this question, especially if you're an atheist. I want you to stop, atheists. I'll challenge your thinking, and you will not have an answer. Let me ask you this. How do you know there's nothing beyond the grave when Jesus rose from the dead? How do you know he rose from the dead when you've never checked he rose from the dead?
Faith, isn't it?
It might be faith, but it's got to be in fact.
It's in the Bible.
It is in the Bible, you're absolutely right.
My brother's a vicar, so you can't preach to me. I know it all.
Do you? Are you going to heaven?
Of course I am.
How do you know?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, but how do you know?
Because you have to believe in him, see? You have to believe in him, and my husband was a vicar, so there you are.
But that's your husband who seems to believe in him. I'm talking about you.
Well, I'm a vicar's wife, so I believe in the same thing.
That don't make you a Christian.
Of course it does.
No, it doesn't. That's nonsense.
Well, yours it does.
If my wife's a vicar, does it make me a Christian?
Don't show him up in the street.
Pardon?
I've been going to church since I was that big.
Well, so millions of people do, madam, but they don't make you a Christian. If you stand in a garage, you're not a car, are you? You go to church, it don't make you a Christian.
You've been taking a mockery now, Steve.
Well, I'm only saying,
No, you're taking a mockery now.
well, I'm only answering, if you think you're married to a vicar and he'll get you into heaven, you're going to be sadly disappointed. Because Jesus said,
That's a different thing to say in the street.
why? Because Jesus said you must be born again to get to heaven, not married to a vicar. How about that? Somebody thinks if you're married to a vicar, you get to heaven. If there's any vicars round here, listen, you best eat up quick, there's an awful lot of people needing you. But here we go. Now, which person do you trust, ladies and gentlemen? Can you trust Mr. Johnson? Some people say yes, some people say no. We seem to find out that we couldn't find Mr. Savile and trust him. And Ronnie Biggs, well, he's the guy who nicked all the money, so I wouldn't trust him. And then Mr. Clinton on oath as the president of the USA, with all that power, he told us they didn't do anything wrong, and he was found wanting. And Mr. Putin, I'm not going to invade Russia. How about that one? Ladies and gentlemen, the person you can trust is the person with the reliable character. And it's the reliable character you've got to trust. Now let me ask you a question. All these people, I wouldn't trust them for 2 minutes. But there's one person who you can trust. His name is Jesus. Now can you think where Jesus told a lie? Just tell me one lie Jesus told. Here, he told a lie. He said, we're not going into Russia. Where are they now? Not going into Ukraine. Where are they now? How about him? He said, no, we didn't have any parties. Him, well, we didn't say any more. He nicked all the money. I didn't do it. Ladies and gentlemen, can you think of anybody who's never told a lie? Can you think where Jesus told a lie? Now, I'll tell you why it's important to listen to this message. Because if Jesus is correct and he said, I am the truth, you're in trouble. You are in trouble, I'm in trouble. And I'll tell you why. There's a grave waiting for you, and you think there's nothing next. And Jesus never told a lie. He never told one lie. Jesus never told a lie. But ladies and gentlemen, did you tell a lie? Have I told a lie? I have. But listen to this. Jesus said, I am the truth. And if you put your faith and trust in Jesus, do you know what? You can have life eternal. I'll show you how it works. It's my mate Johnny here. Johnny, just stand here for a minute. Now, just tell the people of Southport how old you are, Johnny. They won't believe you. You do look 60. Go on.
I'm 33.
33. Okay, and you live in Burscough?
I live in Burscough, yeah.
Now, Johnny, if I said to you, can you really be trusted? What would you go for? Yes or no?
Well, I'm not spotless, so I'll go...
So you've got faults?
I've got faults.
Okay. What about Mr. Boris Johnson? Do you think we could trust Mr. Johnson, who told us about his parties that he never had?
I don't understand why anybody trusted Boris Johnson.
Okay, all right. We're not here to talk politics. Let people... All right. What about this fella, Mr. Putin? Could you trust him?
Well, his track record...
Well, he's not going anywhere near Ukraine, isn't Mr. Putin? He's not going anywhere near Ukraine because he said he won't go near Ukraine. Can you trust that statement, ladies and gentlemen? And what about Mr. Clinton? Now, Mr. Clinton, Johnny, he has all the power in the world and he can't control his own emotions. because he commits adultery, and on oath he tells us he hasn't done it, and he did. So these sort of people we can't trust, can we?
No.
But you're saying there's somebody called Jesus who you can really trust.
Yep.
Now tell us, what age were you when you trusted him?
I was 18 in Liverpool.
You're in Liverpool, you're 18.
Yeah.
And what did you hear, Johnny, that changed your life?
So firstly, I grew up in a church family, but didn't believe it myself. So when I was in Liverpool, so I got challenged of, have I actually questioned, is this true or false? Have I actually looked who Jesus is? Have I ever looked at who he claims to be? Have I ever looked and seen what he's come to do?